Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with reference recordings. And today we're talking about some really nifty pieces of music that actually have some really nifty reference recordings. The Shostakovich Chamber Symphonies. Now, what are the Shostakovich Chamber Symphonies? Well, Shostakovich, in his lifetime, authorized larger ensemble versions of some of his string quartets, particularly numbers 3, 4, 8, and 10. And Rudolf Barshai, the conductor, who did a lot of work with Shostakovich himself, orchestrated those quartets for various forces. Number 8 was for strings. Number 10 was for strings and woodwinds. Number 3 was also for strings and woodwinds. And number 4, this is a hefty one. It was for strings, woodwinds, horns, trumpet, and lots of juicy percussion, making delicious chamber symphonies. So if you don't think Shostakovich wrote enough symphonies, and he did write 15 of them, he wasn't exactly a slouch in the symphony department, then the chamber symphonies are just the thing. They're the obvious next step. And it also, I did a video about string quartets and how to get into string quartets. And I talked about one of these works, the Opus 110A, the version of the string quartet number 8 for string orchestra, also as a way to sort of, enjoy hearing string quartets in larger forces and then as a prelude to hearing their original versions. Well, you can certainly do that with the rest of these chamber symphonies. The Shostakovich example had symphony number 8 and then the 8th quartet chamber symphony version, and then the 8th quartet version. Well, you can do the same thing with the 10th symphony and the 10th quartet chamber symphony version, and then the 10th quartet, because they're very similarly structured. It works really quite well, actually, because these chamber symphonies have become very popular among chamber orchestras, giving them a whole repertoire of Shostakovich works that they wouldn't have had otherwise. And they are marvelous to hear in both formats. Shostakovich's quartets are wonderful works, and there are 15 of those too. So, we're spoiled. We're spoiled for riches. We really are. It's an embarrassment of riches. And the reference recording is this one. Rudolf Barshai, the guy who did them in the first place, with the Chamber Orchestra of Europe. Now, these chamber symphonies, particularly the one that is the version of the 8th quartet, have been recorded an astonishing number of times, considering that they're transcriptions and that they're done by other hands. People tend to approach these things with caution. But these have been sucked up right away into the contemporary repertoire. They're popular. They show up all the time. They're very well performed, almost always whenever we hear them. But Barshai, who was a great Shostakovich conductor, remember he did that terrific Shostakovich symphony cycle on Brilliant Classics, which everyone went, ooh, and it's still great. Well, he was just the guy to make these arrangements, and he conducts them fabulously. And he's got the Chamber Orchestra of Europe, which is one of the crack ensembles in chamber musicosity, to do really fine work in this music. And so we are very lucky that Deutsche Grammophon grabbed him and recorded these things when they did. He also made another set of these. I think it was with the Milan Symphony, which is just awful, terrible, badly recorded, indifferently played. It just goes to show that, you should always quit while you're ahead. Let's put it that way. You really should, because these are stunning performances. And they have, of course, the ultimate pedigree, provenance of the you can't say the composer, but the arranger, but one who was friendly with the composer, who understood the idiom, who loves the music, who got the music, who's able to project it in a totally powerful and exciting way. And he's extremely well recorded. This originally came out on 2 CDs. And then there was another CD that had a chamber music arrangement of the 15th Symphony made by one of Gideon Kramer's groupies, one of that set, and recorded by them, which was quite splendid. And that's on here too, on this twofer, which is, of course, I think probably long out of print. Who knows? You never know these days when these things will show up and when they won't. But you can probably stream them or find them somewhere. In any case, if you're interested in these Shostakovich chamber symphonies, and you should be, if you like Shostakovich, this is the obvious reference recording. It's a no-brainer, as they say in the business. It's perfectly clear. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me, and take care.